Hi everyone, it's Kim Chan-song 선생님. Welcome to another day of class. So let's get started. Make sure you have your textbook ready. So what will we learn today? We will continue to practice using our new grammar and also learn about Korean riddles. After that, we're going to try answering three riddles that I have prepared for you. Let's start. So these were the three grammar structures we learned, right? So the first one is after we do. or 은 다음에. The second one we learned was 기 전에, which is before we do. And then the last one we learned was 아 and 어야 돼요, or 어야 되다. This means we must or have to or should do. Let's try using this in sentences. Let's look at our first question. 가 says, 수업 끝나고 어디에 갈 거야? And let's answer this using or 은 다음에. What will you do after your class ends? Write your own response down here. Let me give you an example of how I would answer the question. 수업 끝난 다음에 선생님은 집에 갈 거예요. I will go home after my class ends. What do you do after class? Take some moments to write down your response, and let's go to number 2. 가 says, 오늘 숙제가 끝난 다음에 뭘 할 거예요? This means what will we do after we finish homework? What do you do after you finish homework? When I finish homework, I usually watch YouTube. So I would write 유튜브를 볼 거예요. However, let's try using that grammar structure next to the question. We would use 오늘 숙제가 끝난 다음에 유튜브를 볼 거예요. Let's look at number 3. 가 ask, 수영하기 전에 뭘 해야 돼요? We're going to write our response with 기 전에. So what do you do before you go swimming? I have to wear my swimming suit. So I would say 수영하기 전에 수영복을 입어야 돼요. What do you do before you swim? Do you stretch? If so, you could use that as your answer. Let's look at number 4. 가 ask, 저녁 식사를 하기 전에 뭘 해요? What do you do before you eat dinner? I wash my hands. So I would write 저녁 식사를 하기 전에 손을 씻어야 돼요. I should or I will or would wash my hand before I eat dinner. What do you do before you eat dinner? Write your response in the line below. Let's move on to our next questions. In number 5, 가 ask, 도서관에서는 어떻게 해야 돼요? What should we do in the library? We're gonna answer this question using 아, 어야 돼요, or 되다. We have to be quiet in the library, right? I would write the answer as 도서관에서는 조용히 있어야 돼요. We should be quiet in the library. What do you have to do in the library? Write down your response in the line. Let's move on to number 6. In number 6, 가 ask, 배탈이 나면 어떻게 해야 돼요? If we get a indigestion or stomach ache, what should we do? Let's answer this using 아, 어야 되다. When I get a stomach ache or when I have indigestion, I usually drink soda or I drink hot water. So for me, I would write 배탈이 나면 사이다를 마셔야 돼요. Or I would write 배탈이 나면 따뜻한 물을 마셔야 돼요. What do you do when your stomach hurts? Let's move on to number 7. In this question, 가 ask, 과제를 잘하고 싶으면 어떻게 해야 돼요? If you want to do good in this subject, if you want to do in this course, what do you have to do? If you want to do well in this class, what do you have to do? Let's answer using 어야 되다. I think that if you want to do well in this class, you have to study. So, my response for this question would be 과제를 잘 하고 싶으면 공부를 해야 돼요. What do you think you have to do in order to do well in this class? Write down your response in the line below. Today's main lesson will be here. It is going to be a very short lesson because we will be learning of a Korean culture, specifically Korean riddles. Riddles in Korean is 수수께끼. So let's read the paragraph here. What is the opposite of 물고기? Is it 사자 or is it 호랑이? Maybe it's koala. The answer is 불고기. The actual word that means the opposite of 물고기 is not 불고기. The correct answers to these kinds of wordplay riddles don't make logical sense. Instead, they require thinking outside the box and using your imagination to find out the right answers. These questions and answers are often humorous and require people to be quick-witted. Different from regular question and answer games, some answers are downright funny. These kind of wordplay is called nonsense riddles in Korean. nonsense 수수께끼. How about we try answering 3 of these riddles? Here's the first one. Let's see how well you do. 세종대왕이 제일 좋아하는 우유는? What is King Sejong's favorite milk? You have 5 seconds. It is 아야, 어여, 우유, 우유. Do you get that one? It's because King Sejong is the person who made the Korean alphabet. Let's try the second one. 죽은 아몬드는? What do you call an almond that passed away? You have another 5 seconds. A dead almond would be 다이아몬드. This is a wordplay with English and Korean. Were you able to get that? Well, the last one might be a little bit harder, so let's see how you do. 전화기로 지은 건물은? Good luck! It's Colosseum. It's the Colosseum, but in this wordplay, it means built with a call. Very good, guys. How did you do? Were you able to get all 3? Or were you able to get 2? Or were you able to get at least 1? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, that is the end of our class today. Our only homework is to try making your own riddle at home. You can use wordplay like I showed you by using English words into your answers too. Tell your riddle to your family and share them with me in the comments. Okay, see you next week. Bye!